Welcome back to Flag on the Take. I'm your host, Cole Braban, and alongside me is a former offensive lineman, an absolute football guru, a genius, one of the nicest humans on earth, and an absolute old head who doesn't have his energy today because he didn't get a nap. Jordan Lewis.
Crazy.
What up, Jordan?
What's going on? What's going on? Uh, I'm tired. Yeah. As my co-host has said, I have a designated nap time, and I have missed that nap time. But I am here for the people. I'm a man of the people, and I'm still excited. So we got a lot to get in today. So get us started, bro. Let's get it.
Boy, do we ever. And you better not sell the pod either. All right, let's do this. Let's get started. We're going to jump right into college football. And Nico, I'm going to attempt it. Yama Lavea, I think that sounds right. And Tennessee, they just keep on rolling in a thriller. Well,
Yeah.
was supposed to be a thriller against Oklahoma. It was kind
Yeah.
of like a turnover fest. Every time Nico would make a mistake, literally the next play, Oklahoma would turn the ball right back over. I honestly felt
Yeah.
bad for their defense because Oklahoma's offense was just three and out, and Nico was putting on these 10, 11, 12 play drives. And every time they got off the field, Oklahoma gave it right back to the point
Yeah.
where Jackson Arnold got benched in the second quarter.
We were also talking about it a little bit. Feel like Nico. I forgot who the other quarterback we had said, but we were saying it feels like. Well, first off, they have a good team built around him, and they're not asking him to do too much, and he's doing just enough, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? He did have two turnovers on the day. I honestly don't feel like it made much of a difference because, as you were saying, they were getting the stops that they needed, and Nico was actually sustaining drives even with the turnovers. Um, and so I feel like they're all around. Tennessee's just really, really good. They're ranked sixth for a reason. I just feel like they're a complete team. Um, I honestly, they're tough to beat as long as Nico does what he needs to do.
Yeah, dude, that team is elite, and honestly, I think that team's gonna go as far as Nico takes them. I do like that they're treating him like a rookie quarterback, so they're not really like
Yeah,
asking him to like go out there and win the game for them. They're kind of
yeah.
supporting
Like he's
him.
not dropping back 40 times a freaking game. Yeah,
Yeah, for real. But yeah, Oklahoma, like I thought they were good, but I thought they would have put up more of a fight, especially at home. Like they had 88,000 just screaming and nothing to do for
yeah.
them. All right,
Were they
let's
ranked
move.
15 going in?
They were ranked. I don't know if they were ranked 15th going in. That sounds
Okay,
right. That sounds right. It was they were somewhere in the
okay.
teens.
Got you.
But let's move on to another ass whooping. Michigan in the big house. They take care of USC, and now
Yeah,
the score looks closer than what that game actually was. Like Michigan, like shout out to Urban Meyer, were just dragging their nuts across USC's forehead, and USC couldn't do anything about it. Michigan ran the ball 240 yards, something like that. Yeah,
yep.
Mullings had a hell of a day. Donovan Edwards. Donovan Edwards hasn't been what I thought he was going to be this year.
Yeah, no. Especially with him being on the cover of college football,
No,
cover
for real.
athlete. And what he did towards the end of last year too, he went on a nice little run, especially in playoffs. Um, but yeah, going into this season, I definitely everybody I feel like had him rated as probably a top five back in the
Easily.
nation. Um, and so yeah, it is a little disappointing to see what he's been doing this season. Only 74 yards, 14 carries. Khalil Mullings had what 160
Well, he
on
had two
17
massive
carries.
runs.
Yeah, that's true too.
But dude, Miller Moss was
Who's
getting
their quarter?
killed in that
How do you
game.
pronounce his name, bro? He only threw for 32 yards. That is insane.
Oh, do you want me to
Isn't it
pronounce
Alex
his name?
Orji? Is
Oh,
it
you better
is it
believe it.
Orji?
Remember, never forget when
Is it Orji?
RG3 on national TV was like, "There's an orgy in the end zone."
Is his name actually Orji?
Yes, that government straight
Is
up.
My man's General Booty took the field today too.
You want to get
Yeah,
into that? All right, let's get into that.
yeah, we
Arch
can get into
Manning
ULM.
had his debut today. First ever pass in college football. Well, I shouldn't say that. First ever pass in his first collegiate start was an interception. So that was kind of funny.
Yeah,
Internet was in shambles for a couple minutes there. But no, Arch shined, I would say. Well, he shined for as much as he could have for someone getting their
yeah,
first start.
yeah.
I don't think he
I
played
feel like
bad
with
by
the
any
mistakes
stretch.
you. No, I don't think he did either. And then, like with the turnovers, I'm not gonna lie, they were just bad throws. I don't even know if I would consider them bad decisions per se. And it's against ULM, so it really didn't make much of a difference. I mean, ULM only scored 3 points. General Booty didn't do too much. He only had eight completions, bro. Less than 50%. Jeez. Nah, he wasn't looking too good.
I'm kind of happy that Arch threw a couple picks though because that means that like all of the Quinn Ewers dialogue, like Quinn versus Arch, is gonna shut down. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think it would have been shut down anyway. It's still Quinn's team, and with him, it's still is. It's not like he's not one of the best quarterbacks in the nation when he's in. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Um, I feel like he still has command over that offense. He's been there for, isn't it? What has it been? 2, 3 years now after he transferred from Ohio State.
Yeah, this is year 3 because this is his senior year.
Then yeah, bro, it's his team, and I know the mantra is you never lose your job to injury, even though we all know that's a lie sometimes. But in this case, I definitely feel like that's the case. There's no way he loses his job to injury. He will be back. Arch Manning is young. He will get his time. Now is not his time, and that's okay. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Well,
Either
hear
way,
me
he still
out,
got
right?
them to win. Oh,
No, 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 no. I'm not saying I agree with this, but I'm just trying to paint a word picture for you. I'm not
okay,
trying to say
okay.
I'm gonna put this out here. I
Is
don't
this like
agree with
a
this.
like a devil's advocate thing?
Yeah, but can you
Okay.
imagine the war zone known as Twitter? If Arch Manning went out there and went 5 tuds, no interceptions, 350 yards, and Texas just absolutely dog walks ULM. Can you imagine that kind of? It would get so loud for Arch so fast if that happened. That's why I'm glad he threw a
I
couple
get what you're
picks.
saying, but I also feel like it still wouldn't have been that loud, only because it is ULM.
I hope it.
You know what
I
I
hope
mean?
it doesn't get loud because Arch definitely should not be the full-time starter. But I wouldn't have been
No,
surprised
he shouldn't. I don't think he's ready yet.
if I hopped on online and saw all the stuff about Arch should be starting because he threw 5 tuds. Yeah, but anyways, Texas looked good. They keep rolling. Number 1 team in the country. I like it. I'm glad it's someone other than Georgia, to be honest. Keeps it fresh. All
I
right,
think Arch got some African American in his bloodline. That man can move.
he got some brother.
He got some brother in him.
Maybe
He's
that's not
spicy
how.
white.
Maybe that's not how a white man runs a football. Shout out Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's how a white man runs a football.
All right. Oklahoma State lose. Jesus. All right.
I like it, like it. Here we go. Here we go.
Oklahoma State drops a close one to Utah. Utah was actually winning the majority of that game despite not having Cam Rising. He was out because of a hand injury.
Yeah.
He was a game time decision.
Yeah.
Oklahoma
Isn't that
State.
Zach Wilson's brother? That's their starter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
I wonder if he's sleeping with his mom's best friends too. Anyways,
He might be.
that was that was a massive lead, and Oklahoma State came back. And they made it interesting, but Utah hung on. Utah doesn't really move me, just because they're one of those teams that pride themselves on defense, and they're like, yeah, scoring's optional. So obviously they're not going to move me, but I mean, hey, a win's a win. They're probably going to move into the top 10 because Oklahoma State was ranked 14th heading into that game. So shout out to them.
Was Utah was ranked going in though, right?
Yeah, they were ranked 12th.
Yeah, I thought so.
So they're probably going to move into the top 10. Or I think the new rankings are actually out. Let me
The
check.
poll, you think it's out already?
It should be.
Utah is. I can hold up. I got it pulled up right here. Utah's 10.
Okay, so I was right. They did
Right.
move into the top 10.
Yeah.
Thought I
they're
saw
10.
that somewhere. But okay. Moving on to the
Oregon's
next
still
game.
at 8. Oh yeah. Well, Oregon hasn't lost yet, but at the same time, they still haven't looked. Oof.
Yeah, they haven't moved me yet.
Nah, they definitely haven't moved me.
They got to get it together. That was my natty pick. All right. Missouri survives an overtime scare at home from Vandy. Shout out Vandy.
Yeah, tell me a little
Vandy
bit. I'm about to say, tell me a little bit about this game. I definitely didn't even know this.
So
one
I
happened.
really think the only reason Vandy made this a good game was because on College Game Day, Nick Saban just went out there. It was either College Game Day or the Pat McAfee show, and Nick Saban just flat out disrespected Vanderbilt. I don't know if you
Dang.
saw that.
Nah, what do you say?
Yeah, he was like, it's tough to play everywhere in the SEC unless it's Vanderbilt or something along those lines. He like took a diss about how he took a diss about how it's easy to play at Vandy because it's like another home game. So I think Vandy they took that personally and they were like, we're gonna show them. So Missouri had to take it to overtime.
Disrespect.
That game went to overtime. It could have been bad.
Like, really?
Yeah, in Missouri too. So Vandy on the road. Shout out to him. All right. Friday night, our boy Dylan Raiola took an L to Illinois. So that must make you feel better about all your losses to them on College Football 25.
It really, 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 really does.
I had to slip that in there.
Yeah, as my co-host just said, just real quick tangent. I get smacked by Illinois on college football. It doesn't matter what dynasty I'm in, no matter what team I could be freaking Georgia. I don't know what it is about Illinois, but they just play me tough. It's awful. Like I want to cry every time. But let's continue on because I'm getting PTSD.
Bro, I don't even think I can name one player on Illinois, to be honest with you.
I couldn't either.
You should be able to after all them ass whoopings.
Yeah, I know. And I feel like it's the same cornerback that's always picking me off too, whatever his name is. Dang! Did you know the receiver went off for 300 yards
For who?
and 6 touchdowns? Oh, I'm lying. I'm lying. Don't pay me no mind. Don't pay me no mind. Don't pay me no mind. Don't pay me
Yeah,
no
I
mind.
was gonna say I didn't see anything about that. That would have been
Yeah,
crazy
no, don't
work.
pay me no mind.
I still think Nebraska's a good squad. I think that is definitely going to knock them out of the top 25. But I think Nebraska, they're going to be one of those teams that they're going to finish in the top 25, but they're not going to be in contention for like a playoff spot. Not this year. Next year, I think, is their
Yeah.
year to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Shout out Matt Rule. He's a shitty NFL coach, but he's a great college coach.
That transition doesn't always work the way you want it to, my man.
Just ask
I'm glad he
Saban
went
about
back to
that.
college though. Nah,
Yeah,
for
that's where
real.
he belongs. He belongs in college. He's such a great college coach.
Yeah, it's different when you're trying to motivate grown men with mortgages and families
Wives and
versus
kids and
a
stuff. Yeah.
20-year-old who's, you know what I mean? Like it's completely different, bro.
Yeah, it's a different reaction when you tell an 18-year-old true freshman to run because he pissed you off versus telling a 32-year-old man to run because he pissed you off.
It's cut. Run the route again.
I want better execution. I'm clear on that.
I want better execution.
One of my favorite football clips of all time, bro. Is there any other games from this week you want to talk about?
You know which one I want to talk about.
Go right ahead.
Let's talk about Colorado versus Baylor. So,
Whew.
as we all know, well, I think last video, I think all the videos we've done, we've talked about it. We think Colorado is going to be a bowl team, but we don't think they'll win more than 6 or 7 games. But, bro, after this game, I honestly think that Travis Hunter is definitely in the Heisman conversation.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, as far as like having that Desmond Howard type effect, you know what I mean? Like, bro,
Yeah,
he's one of one. I don't think I've ever seen anything like him.
no, dude, he's like we've seen people who do similar things as him in terms of playing receiver and corner, but he plays both of them at a top 5 level. It's honestly insane.
Yeah, bro. I honestly, quick tangent before we go into the game. What do you think is going to be his position at the next level? Or you honestly think they're going to let him do both ways?
I think in
Not, it's not
preseason,
sustainable for a whole season.
no, I think in
Yeah,
his rookie preseason they'll let him play both ways to see what he does against like real live competition.
yep.
How much does he weigh?
Travis Hunter, he can't be more than 180, bro. If he is even.
Man, he might have to stick at corner because I don't know if he's gonna have the muscle. Because like, you can point at like Devonte Smith, but he just got decapitated this week.
I mean, yeah, but still, I honestly think Travis Hunter might be a little bit bigger than Devontae Smith.
We also got to think he
Just
was
looking at it.
recruited as a corner.
Yeah.
I honestly think he plays receiver just because they don't have any receivers.
Yeah, well, yeah, Travis Hunter's just a freak of nature. So regardless if his route running isn't up to par, he's just gonna out muscle and out athletic everybody.
It's also tough too if you think about it because like the only highlights you're gonna see of him is him playing receiver. You're not gonna see his highlights of him playing corner unless you watch the game
Yeah,
or unless he has like a pick six or something. But like,
yeah.
so it's kind of tough to tell without watching the tape. I think he's gonna stick at corner, but if he gets drafted that high, most teams don't want to spend that high of a pick on a corner. So also depends on what type of organization he goes to, if they're competent or if they're stupid.
Yeah, because corners go pretty high, bro. Corners have been going in the top 10 the last couple of years. So
Yeah,
I definitely think he has a shot at it.
but if he goes to a team like a Carolina or a Giants or somebody who have no idea what the hell they're doing, they'll probably let him play both ways first off. But if he goes to a team that actually like actually has an idea of what they're doing, their team's just not very good right now. Like if he
Yeah.
went to the Patriots, he's probably gonna play corner.
Regardless, I still feel like he'll get time at both positions.
I can definitely see him being like a red zone receiver or like a third down guy.
Yeah. Because you even got to think, even Dion himself, when he was in the league, still had some snaps and still had some touchdowns and receptions at receiver. So I
I
still
keep
feel like,
forgetting about that.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to say that he's going to strictly play both. I feel like he is going to have to commit to one side at some point. A team's going to ask him to, but I still feel like he will get clocked either or, especially if it's like hands team or like Hail Mary at the end of the game. Regardless, he's getting time on either side. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
No, I like that.
as far as the game is concerned, it went to overtime, which was insane. At one point, wasn't Baylor? What was it? 24-7. It was not looking good at all for Colorado. Um, Colorado ended up coming back. As we've talked about before, I don't feel like coaching is really their strong point. Uh, I don't, bro. I don't, man. And like, I don't even know. I'm a fan of Dion. I just don't. I don't think Dion is the best coach or makes the best decision making as far as time management or allowing his offensive play calling to be what it is, which is crazy because there's NFL experience at all levels. So I don't understand how it's so bad at times. Um, but yeah, they came back. Shador had to throw a Hail Mary at the end of the game just for them to have a shot.
That was
They
insane.
converted the Hail Mary. It was absolutely insane. And then they score an OT, and Mr. Travis Hunter himself ends the game with a forced fumble.
That's insane, dude. That Hail
Yeah.
Mary is insane. But I'm gonna touch on what
Yeah.
you said
What are your
about
takeaways
Dion.
from the game overall? Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Yeah, let's go into that.
yeah, I have more to say about Dion than I actually think I do about the game because Dion, like, when he first started, I was like, oh, this is a gold jacket guy from the NFL. This dude knows ball. He's gonna be a
Yeah.
great coach. And for a while there at what was it, Jackson State? Yeah, at Jackson State, like he coached that team up. Like he was actually a good coach. It was once his boys got involved, that's when he started like losing his sight as a coach. So I think if he stays
Yeah.
coaching, even
I have.
what's up?
No, keep going. I'm picking backing off of what you said, so I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Oh, you good, bro. I think if Dion like still coaches but isn't coaching his kids, and I count Travis Hunter as one of his kids because he's openly said a million times that Travis Hunter is a son to him. So I think if he
Yeah.
coaches a team that doesn't have any of his kids on it, I think Dion will go back to actually being a good coach. But right now, he doesn't give a shit. He is just all about social media
Yeah.
and getting the most hype. He like obviously he cares if they win, but I don't think it's his number one priority. I think it's getting Travis and Shadur the most amount of exposure that he can get them. I think that's his number one priority.
I agree. I feel like he's like the LeVar Ball of college football.
Just not nearly as annoying.
Yeah. And I will say, I see what you're saying with the Jackson State stuff, and I've had this conversation with somebody recently. I feel like we all know, even though we don't talk about it too much, the HBCUs don't get like the funding. Not saying they should, as like SEC teams and stuff of that nature, but as far as we can't deny the significance of Deion Sanders going to a HBCU like Jackson State and getting the recruiting that he had there. I'm not taking away from the. I guess I am in a way. I feel like with the recruiting class, I mean, he had the number one player in high school. We all know Travis Hunter come to Jackson State.
That's insane. Yeah.
Shador was already. You know what I mean? Shador
Oh
was
yeah.
already pretty good. I forget what star Shador was coming out, but he still was either 3 or 4, I believe. Um, So it's not like they had any slouches, and I'm pretty sure that their class, as far as HBCUs, are like um, Jackson State. Is it what is it, Division 2, or is it Division 1 AA or something like that?
I think it's Division 1 AA. I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, but as far as recruiting classes for that division in particular, they were like ranked near the top, if not the top. So like, I feel like that had more of a role. Again, not saying that he's a terrible coach or anything like that, but as far as the HBCU is concerned, there's no way that a number one player and a multitude of 4 and 5 star recruits going to Jackson State wouldn't help him in that case.
Oh
And I'm
yeah, no,
feeling like,
absolutely.
you know what I mean? And
Oh
it's
yeah.
different on this level. So I see what you're saying, but I also feel like that had a part in his success for sure. And it's not the same. You're not going to get more recruits than, even with Saban gone, you're not getting more recruits than Bama, Georgia, some of these SEC teams, um, or any teams close to that caliber.
No, bro, I think you hit the nail on the head there. But do you want to transition to the NFL?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right, bro. Speaking of the NFL, NFL this season is absolutely freaking drunk. What is going on? How is Sam
I
Darnold
bro,
first in the MVP race?
can I be real?
Cue the video of Stephon
You
Diggs
might
going, "The
share
hell
this.
going on?"
No, for real. You might share this sentiment, but I feel like at least the past 3 seasons, I feel like just the first couple of weeks of the past couple of seasons has just been wild anyway. Um, and it's like every year people have a fit and throw a panic because there's not a bunch of touchdowns being thrown. But as the season continues, then you got everybody having like 4 and 5 touchdown games, and then you're like, oh, there it is. So yeah, it has been a weird season to start, but it's always like this. I feel like people just got to get adjusted. Everybody's It's been a lot of motion in this offseason as far as people finding new teams or people finally getting to play on their new teams, like A Rod. So everybody's just trying to find their, you know, find their role, find out who they are, how their team operates, how they're going to win. Um, I feel like, well, no, we're not going to go into that yet. But what did you want to get into as far as the first game? Because this NFL season has been crazy.
I mean, you know what they say, the defense always starts out faster than the offense. But you brought up
It
Aaron
does.
Rodgers, so we can get right into that. Aaron Rodgers put on a effing clinic Thursday night.
Yep.
That looked like
Yep.
vintage MVP Aaron Rodgers. That dude just ripped them to shreds. He was like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah. And we honestly thought the Patriots were going to play better than they did, because of
Yeah, I
how
had
they've
them
been
covering.
playing in previous weeks. Yeah. But I guess Jacoby Brissett became Jacoby Brissett, and Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and that's really it. Nah, but honestly, it was a fun game to watch. Like, not for Patriots fans, but as far as watching Aaron Rodgers actually be Aaron Rodgers, bro, is amazing.
Oh, dude, yeah, that I watched more of that game than I thought I was going to based off of the score. But just watching Aaron Rodgers doing Aaron Rodgers shit, like it was awesome to watch. It felt like a trip down memory lane, to be honest.
Yeah, Braylon Allen's amazing.
How did he fall to the
Steele.
fourth round?
What my man say on Twitter? They said he said they wanted to see me running underwear to say I'm a good football player. This
Combine.
is why the combine, like we said, was it you I was talking to when we were talking about the combine is mostly for people if it's like,
Yeah, it was me.
yeah, yeah. As far as like, if you're like a lock for the first round, the combine doesn't matter to you. But if it's later round or like you're threatened to be undrafted, then it can make or break for you. And I feel like in that sense, it's good. But the fact that it can tank your draft stock if you're ranked high and then you run like a 4.5 instead of a 4.3 doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah,
That
the
doesn't
the
contribute to how good of a football player you are
the reward's not worth the risk. And think about it this way, like just
at
because
all.
they're fast, like running a 40, doesn't mean their speed translates to football. I mean, think about John Ross. Like that dude was ungodly
I was
fast,
about to
and he
say the
sucked.
same thing, bro. Who's the Patriots receiver right now, too? Thornton.
Oh yeah, Tyquan Thornton,
Yeah, him too.
Madden legend, but he sucks in real life. He's always like a
Bro,
immediate trade
watching
for.
that Jets game? No, for real. I use the Pat sometimes, and I'll put Drake May, like when I was actually playing Madden, because I don't play that mess no more. But using Drake May in a franchise, and Thornton was my leading receiver every time.
They said Drake May's gonna start some point this year, so I wouldn't be shocked
Yeah, they put him
if
in
it
at the end of that game, and he drove down the field.
he got he got his face beat in too. Did you see that? He got
Yeah,
like
he did.
pile
I
drive.
yeah, bro, he holds that ball too long, man.
All right, moving on to the actual weekend. We'll just get our games out of the way. We'll start with my doom and gloom, and then we can roll into your positive stuff about your team.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about this team like we lost because in my eyes we did lose. We were winning 28-6. I was sitting on the couch watching the game, and it was 28-6, and it was like the video of Kobe. Uh, Haley was sitting next to me. For those who don't know, that's my longtime girlfriend. Was sitting next to me, and she was like, "Why are we still watching? It's 28-6, and it's almost the end of the third quarter." And I was just like that Kobe Bryant video of like, "What's there to be happy about? Job finished? I don't think so." I didn't actually
Hey,
say that.
yo.
I didn't actually say that. But what I did
That's
actually
what
say
you were
was
thinking in my head.
I was like, what I actually said to her was like, "There's still plenty of time for them to blow it." And boy, did they try to blow it, dude. I mean, oh my god. I mean,
Yeah,
they.
we talked about this too. Our team's being conservative in the second half, but go ahead
Oh
and go
my
into it, man.
god, freaking choke artist. I heard allegedly if we did lose that game that was a fireable offense for Harbaugh. Like Steve
You think he's
Bisciotti
really on the
was.
hot seat? Well, I've seen Lamar's been kind of calling him out, not by name, but as far as like
Oh no, he
questioning the
absolutely
decision
did,
making,
and I
especially in
love
the
it.
second half of games.
Harbaugh needs a foot in his ass. So,
Yeah.
and Lamar's his black son. So I'm glad Lamar did it because he'll actually listen now. But,
This
bro,
black
like,
suit.
no, he is. He absolutely adores Lamar Jackson. But I don't think Lamar adores him anymore because
Yeah.
Lamar
No,
was
I can
talking.
tell, especially.
Bro, Lamar was
No,
talking like we
keep going, because you're
lost
getting into some juicy.
in that press game conference, like or post game conference. He was
Yeah.
talking like we lost, and that's how Ravens fans feel. We feel like we lost that game. I know we didn't, but bro, that whole fourth quarter, words cannot describe how tight my ass was during that game, bro.
Whoa! My man said his butthole was puckered.
Yo, it was, man. I was sweating bullets. I was so ready to go
Hey,
off the deep
yo.
end if we blew that game. I was, and
Dog, I
really the
think I
only
was driving during the game, and you were texting me, and you were so nervous, and it was the funniest thing ever.
and what's crazy is the only reason we won that game is because Lamar pulled off the nastiest fake handoff I've ever seen in my life. It was so
You
bad,
know, I still haven't seen it, bro.
dude. It was such a great fake that like the dude hit sticked Zay Flowers in the backfield and got up and celebrated like he thought he stopped us on third down or second down or whatever it was. He celebrated when
That
he hit
does
stick
sound.
Zay Flowers because that's how good of a fake it was. Like even the
Oh, y'all had
commentators.
274 yards rushing. Damn.
Oh, Derrick Henry looked vintage, dude. It was masterful to watch for the first three quarters.
I was about to say, speaking of which, you finally used him like you were supposed to.
Yeah,
He had more
finally.
than 20 carries, 151 yards on the ground. And
But I'll tell you this: we got the Bills Sunday
he's,
Night Football this week. Bills are white hot. I don't see us winning this
mm-mm.
game. I can see us taking the lead in this game, but I don't see us winning this game.
I feel like the Bills always start like this, bro. I feel like they either start super cold or they start white hot. But either way, they kind of mellow out and they start to struggle towards the end. It's real weird.
I don't know, bro.
They'll
Josh
get hot in
Allen
the
is on
middle,
a
struggle
different
towards the
level
win.
right now.
And you know that's my ex kind of favorite quarterback, but he forget him.
Well, here,
Um,
I'll explain why real quick, real quick. It's because he doesn't have Steph Diggs and Gabe Davis anymore, which like we all thought was going to make him worse, but in reality, it's made him better because now he doesn't feel like he has to force feed anybody. He just throws the ball where the play dictates it goes to.
yeah, he was 23 for 30,
Oh,
263 and four tuds.
he
Also,
killed them.
how many of them came in the first? Was the four in the first half or was it three in the first half? I forget.
They were up. They had like 34 points going into halftime.
Yeah, I want to say he had four, and then he ended up scoring like a rushing touchdown or something.
That would make sense. I turned it off after the first quarter because it was ugly.
Yeah,
But
yeah. No, I stopped watching it too. Got really
just a
ugly.
quick wrap up.
Keon Coleman had his first touchdown.
Shout out to him. Justin Tucker's not washed. He's not helping the allegations, but he's not washed. And Harbaugh needs to be fired.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Backtrack, backtrack, backtrack.
I'm done.
Go into that, bro. Go into that,
Bro,
bro.
I have a very special place in my heart for him because he's brought the only Super Bowl that we've won in my lifetime, and he's been pretty much my childhood coach because he started in 2007 or 2009, like right when I was getting into football. Like
Hmm.
I think I only caught the last year of like the Brian Billick era, but yeah, all I've known is
Hmm.
John Harbaugh football, and I love him dearly, but I just can't keep doing this anymore, dude. I'm tired of the team being underprepared. I'm
This is
tired of the team choking.
definitely going in the YouTube channel title.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I'm tired of the choking. I'm tired of the being underprepared. I'm tired of the dumb shit. I'm tired of the just conservative play calls in the second half. I'm sick of it. And I know we'll fire him and hire somebody who's an absolute dipshit, and then
Hmm.
I'll really be pissed off. But I just, all good things must come to an end. Not saying John Harbaugh's a bad football coach. Just saying I think he's run his course in Baltimore.
Dog, I'm low-key in the same boat with Tomlin. Tomlin's a great coach. If we fired him today, he would have been picked up yesterday. Um, I don't
Facts.
want to fire him because I know how hard it is to find a consistent head coach, especially one of that caliber. But at the same time, when it's like you're saying certain things, and we all know how he has his Tomlinisms, but it just when we haven't won a playoff game since I was like 15 or 16, bro. Like it
It's been a
starts to
hot
wear
minute.
thin, especially when it feels like you're just talking just to talk at this point. You know what I mean? And if the locker room's still buying in and they're behind you and they're winning, I get it. You know what I mean? But as far as like from a fan perspective and seeing it, it's just it gets very very demoralizing because I'm like, okay, it's another 10-7 year, which we said because that was our prediction even going into the season. I don't think we'll stay white hot like we are now because we already know what our second half of our schedule looks like. We already know what the North looks like. Um, so no, I still got us going like 10-7, 11-6. But I just don't want to be a first round exit every year, man. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being just good enough to get in, just to get trashed by the Bills or whoever else is like the third or second seed.
I mean, yeah, I would feel that way too, but
But
that's kind of how I feel about Harbaugh. Like, I know if we fire him, he'll get hired like yesterday, but at the same time, like it's like you said, you get tired of it.
yeah. But anything you want to say to wrap up the Ravens and Cowboys before I go into not really a Steelers tangent, but just to talk about
Thank you, Harbaugh, for all the memories. Now get the hell out. All right, go.
them? All right. So my Pittsburgh Steelers had their home opening against the Los Angeles Chargers this past Sunday. They played at 1 p.m. Um, my takeaways from this game: my defense is still top three. They've been historic so far. I hope it continues. They're the only team in NFL history to allow less than 16 points in what, three straight games.
Yes.
I hope that does continue. Jay Fields right now is quarterback one. I don't think it's really a debate at this point. He's been a really, really good game manager. I'm not going to say he's been elevating, but he's played well within the system. He's been doing his reads as he should. He hasn't hurt us. And he's made plays when he's needed to make plays, and he looks comfortable. That's one thing you haven't seen in Chicago. You can actually see him stay in the pocket, even with pressure in his face. Like on that throw to Calvin Austin, that 55-yard touchdown had pressure in his face, but yet he still stayed in the pocket. He completed the pass on time. Calvin was able to split the seams and take it to the crib. But I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Uh, Game started off, we were getting punched in the mouth. The Chargers were really physical. Justin Fields went down. I think it was the first drive actually. Caught Joey Porter peeking in the backfield and got Quentin Johnson on like a little honey shot in cover two.
I think that was
Minka
the
couldn't
end of
get
the
over
first
fast
quarter.
enough. It was the end of the first.
It was
Yeah,
it
because we
was
got the three on the first drive. It
yeah,
was it
yeah.
was like their second or third drive. You're right.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Quentin Johnson, little honey shot cover two. Minka couldn't get over fast enough. Joey didn't reroute him like he should have. Um, but it happens. We came back and responded immediately, 7-7. But after that, I just felt like the Chargers defense was just smacking us for a while. Of course, our defense, as far as like against their offense after that, were doing what they needed to do. But our offense, Derwin James was headhunting. Man, he was killing us. I seen him blow up like at least 3 or 4 screens in like that first half. Um, Denzel Perryman, their linebacker, he was smacking. And it just felt like that we just weren't being physical. In that second half, it definitely changed. It flipped on its head. Going into it, I didn't think that Jay Herb was gonna, with his high ankle sprain, I didn't think he was gonna make the game, especially the way we get after the quarterback. Um, I definitely feel like it still would have went down to the wire. I still would have liked us to win, but I definitely feel like it definitely would have went down the wire if he still played. But once he was out of the game, I already knew it was a wrap because there's no way that Taylor Heineke was doing anything. They only had like 16 yards total offense in the second half, so that
They
just tells
actually
you that
had
right there.
-5
Uh,
total yards.
in the second half,
That is correct.
huh? Better than I thought. But but yeah, no. Overall, um, George Pickens took away the attention. I didn't like that he dropped that slant pass, but he did what he needed to do. He had a good game. He was a good teammate. Pat Fryer was getting more involved. Still would like him to get more targets. I still feel like we need a wide receiver too. I know Calvin Austin had almost 100 yards, a touchdown, but he's more like a 3 or a 4. Uh, Scotty Miller's definitely not my two. So um, only thing I'm worried about is Tomlin saying that he's kind of good with what we're rocking with right now, which I get it because it's like while they're gelling right now, you don't want to just throw somebody in there and then they have to play a certain way. Because say we trade her for like Devontae Adams or something, we can't play these games like how we want it to. We're gonna have to get Devontae Adams the ball. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So I can understand they're just trying to build something, and I guess they're gonna wait until maybe the deadline or something to see if something needs to shake, which is okay. I'm fine with it, especially when you're trying to find your identity this early on in the season. But overall, I'm proud with the way we performed. Jay Fields is supposed to be the starter going against the Colts, and I'm excited about that game. I know the Colts play us tough, but Anthony Richardson will definitely throw you 2 interceptions a game if you let him. So I know he's going to throw us a couple. We got to catch him, and we got to capitalize. I think they have one of the worst run defenses in the league right now,
I
currently.
think they're ranked
So we got to
31st.
capitalize on that as well. My point exactly. We got to capitalize on that as well. So I need some power runs. I don't need none of those dumb tosses we were running against LA because we're going to get tackled in the backfield. Um, but other than that, yeah, good game. I hope we continue it on. What we get into next, bro?
All right, let's see what we got up here. All right. I actually want to get into the Vikings and Texans game. Dude, the Vikings kicked the shit out of the
Okay.
Texans. That's the first time I've ever seen CJ
Yeah.
Stroud he looked like he was seeing ghost. Shout out Sam Darnold. But like
Sam Darnold MVP campaign.
he looked flustered back there. Like Brian Flores, those
He
blitzes
did.
he was dialing up. He just was in Stroud's head early and often.
He did. Shout out to Brian Flores too, because it seems like he's finally found a home.
Yeah, after telling Tua every day that he sucked at football.
Yeah, you freaking suck. You're not my quarterback. Be
Yeah,
better.
for real. He really was doing that. That was crazy that you would
Yeah.
do that to Tua, because Tua seems like a great human.
Yeah.
So like the fact he would just go
I
up to
also
this,
feel like, yeah, like don't tell him he sucks, but at the same time, if you're gonna coach tough, you got to know your quarterback. I don't think Tua is that type of quarterback where you can just Tom Brady him and treat him like everybody else. I feel like you're gonna have to be like, no, Tua, it's okay.
dude,
This, that, and the
90% of
other. And I feel
quarterbacks,
like that's what Mike Daniels is.
yeah, 90% of quarterbacks
Mike
can't handle
McDaniels.
that tough coaching. That's why people like
Yeah,
Mike McDaniel get and Sean McVay and Shanahan and all them get those jobs because they know how to talk to quarterbacks.
yeah,
You can be mean to the rest of your team, but you cannot be mean to that quarterback. You can call him
yeah.
soft or whatever, that's fine, but hey, I don't care if my quarterback's soft as long as he's winning.
Yeah, that man's throwing up game signs like 3 times. I don't think he's too
Oh,
soft.
brother, I know. All right, moving on. Shout out to the Giants for beating the
That was kind
Browns.
of crazy.
That was awesome.
That was amazing. Shout out Malik Neighbors. I think he's gonna have a really, really, really good rookie season. I'm not gonna say on the line along the lines of Jay Jettas or Jamar, but I think he'll have 1,100 with like 10 touchdowns. I think he's gonna have a good year.
Bro,
He's the only thing that they have.
is it time to say
Wrong about Malik.
I don't want to say it too loud, but I think we
We're
were
wrong about Danny.
no, hell no, we ain't wrong about
Malik.
Danny.
I was about to say.
I think we were wrong about Malik Neighbors.
I know. I'm just like we were wrong about Justin. Not Jefferson. But, that was a stutter. That was a crazy stutter. Jamar Chase coming into this season. Because you remember Jamar Chase had like all them. Malik didn't really have this coming in, but as far as like preseason and training camp was concerned, everybody was talking about Jamar Chase's drops. He's going to be trash, and then bam, 1,400 yards.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I guess yeah, everybody was kind of upset about the Giants taking Malik because I feel like there were other holes that they could have plugged, but
Everyone thought they should have took JJ McCarthy there.
that's what I'm saying. So I don't want to say we were wrong, only because does he contribute to their winning? Yes. So and I guess in that sense we're wrong, but at the same time, there's only so much he can do because his quarterback is number 8.
For real. All right, moving on. I guess the Denver Broncos just decided to take inspiration from the greatest tight end in their history because they turned Tampa Bay into Michelle real quick.
Don't talk about old Unc Shay Shay like that, man. Oh, Michelle, my Michelle.
Dude, Broncos railed the Bucks like they were Michelle, man. I mean, that game was ugly. That game was ugly, bro.
Somebody tell Unc to turn off his live.
Shout out our truth in the comments. I don't even know if that's PG. But no, for real, Bo Nix still hasn't thrown his first touchdown yet, but he's looking better every week. He doesn't look as flustered or as like doesn't like realize what's coming. So I think he's getting better every week, even though he is 30 years old.
Yeah.
Broncos
30.
like they have
It's crazy.
They look like they have some fight in them. So I'm not saying they're gonna win 9, 10, 11 games, but I'm saying they're gonna win more than the 3 or 4 everyone initially thought going into the season.
Yeah, I got them winning like probably 6 or 7.
I have them being like the eighth, ninth, 10th ish pick. 6, 7, 8
Yeah,
wins. 8 is the absolute
yeah,
ceiling. I think it's gonna be more like 6 or 7, like you said.
yeah.
Anything you want to
That's what
add
I
to that
think.
game?
I'm not giving up on Baker Mayfield and them. It's early. I like what Baker was saying in his interview as far as the young people on the Buccaneers. Learning to win with expectations. You know what I mean? I feel like this is just a learning curve for them. They're still a
Oh
young
yeah,
team. I feel like this is just something that they'll learn from. I still like his fit with them. I still feel like they'll be pretty good. I still got them. I'd say they probably would be like 9 and 8, 10 and 7. I still think they'll be pretty decent.
I got them winning 10,
So
11
yeah, I
games.
think yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna be good, bro. Huh. Nah, I just feel like Denver just caught them at the wrong time. But as long as the Bucks, respond from this, I still feel like they'll have a good year.
They definitely will. There's no
But
way
that's really
Baker's
yeah.
gonna let that snowball. All
Yeah.
right. Speaking of the NFC South, Panthers are alive. Going higher register there because it was only one game, but Panthers are alive.
The
Andy
Red
Dalton,
Rocket, man.
he's back.
Um,
Look,
I, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I kind of had a feeling that this was gonna happen. Not to this degree, but I did feel like no. I'm so serious because if you look at like the trend nowadays, it just feels like Joe Flacco, Garner Minshew, these quarterbacks that have not really had an opportunity. The Joe Flacco one is crazy because it's like he was actually like literally on his couch,
literally a
but
Super
just
Bowl
like jumping
MVP.
off your couch, yes, bro, like jumping off your couch and throwing for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Shout out Deontay Johnson. I miss my man's. I hope we trade for him at the deadline. Come back to the Steelers, even though you drop passes. But we need
Butterfingers
somebody to let
Johnson.
George Pickens get open. Listen, I'll take him. He can route run anybody. It's just he has to catch it afterwards. um, but um, RIP the Raiders. You saw what Antonio Pierce was saying about that?
Hey, I don't know much about what they're gonna do next week, but I know they're gonna make business decisions as well.
Yep, yep. I honestly, if it keeps going like it is, bro, they got to trade Devontae Adams. I'm also saying this to be selfish, by the way.
Oh no, he's definitely gonna want out.
I'm definitely saying this to be selfish, but
This was
I
worst case
didn't like the
scenario for
fact.
Bryce.
Yeah, I was gonna go into that actually. I'm glad that you said that. I didn't like the fact that they kept like recording him whenever Andy Dalton would do something good. Bryce is a very even keeled guy. He's not gonna show you much. He's gonna show you emotion, but he's not gonna show you like the negative of it. You know what I mean? He's still a team player. He was
Yeah,
high fiving his teammates. And so I felt bad for the kid. I didn't like the way they were putting him on the spotlight, especially in a negative way. Um, but yeah, it's honestly they cucked him, bro. It's not his fault. It's,
like
that's
I
a
get
crazy statement, but it's real.
thinking back on it, I get why they benched him because you got to figure out if either the offense is ass or if Bryce is ass. It just sucks that Bryce is ass because now like I feel like the Panthers the Panthers have to trade him now because his value is only going to go down from here, and you can't go back to him not after the
Yeah,
way Andy Dalton
I think
played.
they can get a fourth for him right now, third
I
or
think they
fourth.
could get a 3 if they do it to the right team.
Yeah,
But imagine trading Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, and a couple other ones that turned out to be good starters for the Bears just to flip him for a third 2 years in. Oh brother.
yeah, that's insane,
Oh, poor Bryce
insane.
Young. All right. Moving on. The Chiefs can't keep getting away with this. This is absolutely ridiculous. I feel like
Oh my
every Kansas
gosh.
City Chiefs games, the refs are wearing red stripes instead of black stripes. Just me. Maybe I'm a little colorblind.
Yeah, no, no,
Um,
no, no, no. The past couple of games has been like that, and it's been annoying. And what pisses me off is more the fact is they're actually going to start playing like how they should. I wish they had caught these losses that they should have early on. You know what I mean?
oh yeah,
Because honestly, they're only going to get better from here. It's going to get annoying.
100%.
Uh, and so I see what's going on. Everybody knows that they're the NFL's darlings right now. I wouldn't go as far as the Patriots because I still like them more than I liked the Patriots back in the day because I freaking hated the Patriots. I don't really like the Chiefs right now either, but it's not to that point.
Dude, it's just so hard to play football when the rules don't apply to the Chiefs.
Yeah, yeah.
But you see what the NFL did to help save Taylor's boyfriend next week?
Nah.
Shout out to my boy Kyle, diehard Chargers fan. He'll be a guest on the podcast at some point. He
Oh, I
made a
gotta
good
talk
point
about ish.
about how Derwin James is conveniently suspended with the week he has to play Travis Kelce. Because remember last time he played Travis Kelce,
And they never said what. They just said something about violation of game rules
it's because he
repeatedly.
it's
Like,
because
what is the repeated violation?
he hit the shit out of the Steelers last week.
Oh, well, yeah, I just talked about it. He was headhunting, bro.
Yeah, they suspended him for that because they knew that he was going to headhunt
Yeah,
Taylor's boyfriend.
yeah, dog. Like, I get it. Okay. I feel like Derwin James, don't get me wrong, he's one of the best safeties in the NFL. But correct me if I'm wrong if I feel like he's just playing in the wrong era.
No, he is. Can you imagine if he played in the era of like Ed Reed and Palomalu, dude? He would be
Yeah,
considered
I
one of the
feel the
greatest of
same
all
about
time.
somebody like I do. I feel the same about Jamal Adams.
Yeah, agreed.
Jamal Adams is a lesser safety than Derwin James. Don't get me wrong, he's not as athletic, but as far as just like being an enforcer in the trenches and on the back end whenever need be, I feel like it was the same with him. It's a different era. You can't play the way that you want to play, and it's
Yeah,
it's sad. But at the same time, I can also see they don't want everybody getting CTE left and right. But it is what it
yeah.
is.
And I feel bad for
Like
my
Cam
boy
Chancellor
Kyle
couldn't play
too,
today, bro.
because y'all injured all of his players, and he's got to play the Chiefs next week. Diehard Chargers fans, he's going to be in shambles next
We
week.
did because freaking J Herb got caught underneath Cam Hayward on the sack. He was out. Joey Bosa, nothing happened to Joey Bosa. He's just always out.
He pulled his
Um,
nut.
Bro, his nuts always itch, so that's why he's out.
Joe Alt got injured too. He
Um,
sprained his MCL.
yeah, that I did see. Speaking of which, this just a quick flip. I'm not going to stay on it long. Troy Fautanu out for the season with a
Out for the
sprained MCL
season?
as well, injured in the practice.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't know
it's
he was
supposed to
out
be
for
the
the
season, bro.
season.
We've already put him on IR.
I
We've
knew
already
about
put
the
him on
IR, but
IR.
I didn't
Apparently,
think. Oh,
from reports, it's indefinite and it's may come back playoffs type of thing.
ouch, ouch. All
Yeah,
right.
but yeah, yeah. But Project played well as long as he gets healthier. But let's go back.
All right, couple more things real quick before we get into our picks for next week. Jags are dead, and Doug Peterson's head's gonna roll because someone's gonna have to take the blame, and you can't. And Trevor's not gonna take the blame 5 games into a brand new 5-year extension. So,
They have a
or
1-1, right?
oh no, they haven't won since November last year.
He's very, very underwhelming right now. That's
I
what
feel
happens when you
bad for
cheat on your
Doug Peterson
fiance.
too because he's a very good coach in my opinion when he's calling the offense, but he's not calling the offense, so he's not a
Yeah.
good coach. But when he's calling the offense as a head coach,
Who's
he's
their
won a
coordinator?
Super Bowl. Press Taylor,
You, I
Zach
don't even know
Taylor's
who that is.
brother.
Okay.
But
I don't even know who you are.
like it, Doug Peterson called the plays. Like he literally won a Super Bowl calling the plays as a head coach. But I think the
Yeah.
Jaguars are going to take their out. They have an out in Trevor Lawrence's contract after next season, so they still have to deal with this for a whole year and a half. But and it'll be like a Denver Broncos Russell Wilson type of dead cap too. It'll be like 80 mil, but they can get out after next
Yeah.
year. So I think they're gonna do that. But Jags are dead. Doug
You
Peterson's
think
gonna
if
be
they're
gone
top 10, top 5, they're trading up? I don't think so.
for this year. Like if
Yeah.
they're top 5 this year, they're gonna trade up for a QB.
Yeah,
No shot. They're gonna take Travis Hunter, or they're gonna draft a
that's what
lineman.
I'm saying.
They're gonna try and load
Yeah.
up
I
so they
still
don't.
even if they get out of that Trevor Lawrence contract, I still feel like they'll keep him for the next 2.
They have to. That contract's huge.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
bro.
one final thing, Jaden Daniels is legit. Is this the second year in a row where the
Oh,
second overall pick is better than the first overall pick?
let's get into that. 91% completion percentage, highest for a rookie in NFL history. Shout out. Uh, also want to thank him for beating them Bengals. Who gonna beat them Bengals?
Who? Hey, they suck.
Uh, can I go back to what I was saying when I said this might be the downfall of the Bengals?
Yeah, no, that's very real now. Did you hear about? Did you hear
Uh,
about immediately after the game what happened?
no.
Immediately after the game, the owner went down to the locker room, pulled in Joe Burrow, Zach Taylor, the GM, and like a couple other coaches, and had a meeting immediately after.
Tell you, brother. I was being serious when I said that.
Hey,
You was like, no, no, no.
I believed the revenge tour, but the revenge tour is over. That shit got canceled.
Yeah, nah, dog. No, honestly, I still feel like they'll win 9 games. If I'm being realistic, I still feel like they'll somehow
Oh
pull
yeah,
out a couple as
no,
long
they
as they
definitely
stay
will.
healthy. But nah, I still think this is the beginning of the end, bro. They're not really cohesive, and there's too many people that just have an individualistic mindset. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, and I'm definitely not saying it's a bad thing because it's hurting their overall chances. But as far as T. Higgins and Jamar Chase being the main stories of that team, did they even end up paying Trey Hendrickson yet?
Oh no.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, bro. There's too much. Also, their defense is Swiss cheese. It has been the past couple of weeks. Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
gosh, their defense is awful. I hope it
Hey,
stays like that the whole season.
hey. In the words of the multiple-time MVP Nikola Jokic, I'm cool with it.
Man, who you telling? Who are you telling?
All right.
Was there any other games you wanted to get into before we did our picks?
No, I was gonna say. Speaking of who am I telling? I'm gonna tell you about who I'm picking this week.
Okay, let's get it.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Are you actually gonna write down your picks this time?
Ladies and gentlemen, Cole has been telling me for the past weeks to write down the picks. I have them by memory, but not to stress out my co-host, I will be writing down my picks this week.
Yeah, because I swear to God, if you don't write them down, there's gonna be a flag on the take brawl next week.
And we just record it. Me and you just
Yeah,
fist fight.
our first video content is us just throwing absolute hands.
also, also, people, we are both 15 and 17 as far as our picks right now. So this week will be the tiebreaker.
That is correct. And our picks are our records are low because we did miss week one. We did not have this idea during week one, so we are a week behind in terms of record. But other than that, we are tied at 15 and 17. So let's get into our picks. Thursday night football, the Dallas Cowgirls go and visit the Giants in New York. The spread is currently Dallas's 6-point favorites.
I'm taking it.
Yeah, I'm
Pause.
absolute. All right, Michelle. I will definitely be taking Dallas -6. I think they've owned the Giants like
Yep.
all the Danny Dimes' career, so I think that's going to continue.
Yep.
I don't think this is going to be close at all. All right, moving on. The New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons are 1.5-point favorites. Um, I still don't think the Saints are legit. I think their coach is an absolute dipshit, and Derek Carr is going to regress to the mean. So give me the Falcons. Give me Kirko Chains.
It's in Atlanta, right?
That's correct.
I'm gonna go opposite. Give me the Saints. Give me the Saints. Give me
I
the Saints.
won
Give
that
me the
one.
Saints.
All right. Next up we got the LA Rams at the Chicago Bears. Ooh, Matthew Stafford strolls into town, but nobody to throw to.
I'm taking the Rams.
Ooh. Ah. Straight up, I think Chicago's winning this game. I just don't know if. Give me Chicago. I'll take the 2.5. I'll take Chicago two and a
Okay.
half. That's fine. That was a hell of a comeback though, by the way. Anyways,
It was.
moving on, we got the Minnesota Vikings at the Green Bay Packers. Packers are 2.5-point
Oh,
favorites.
ho, ho, ho.
Jordan Love
It's
is
the
still
battle of the backup
questionable.
quarterbacks who've been playing really good.
Dude, this is tough
Malik's been
because
playing good, and that Packers defense is good, and that Vikings defense is good, and the
this is
Vikings
tough.
offense is good.
This is tough.
I don't like this one, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I hate this. Uh,
I'm gonna go
I'm gonna go Packers.
Vikings. Okay, I'll go
I just
Vikings.
think
Yeah, I'll go
that
Vikings.
if it's Malik, I think Matt LaFleur will continue to protect him like he has been, and if it's Jordan Love, I think Jordan Love can sling the pill.
Yeah, and I also think that I'm leaning towards changing to Pack because I feel like at some point Sam Darnold's going to come down to earth. I don't know if it'll be week 4, but it might be.
Up to you, bro.
Because he's like freaking Ryan Fitzpatrick in the sense of he'll go off for like 6 touchdowns in like 3 games and then 4 interceptions in 1 game. So brother, I don't know.
My man making life decisions over here.
I'm going Vikings still. I'm stick with the Vikings. Let's keep it
All
going.
right. Next up, we got your Yinzers at the Colts. Pittsburgh is
I'm
one
taking
and a half
those.
point favorites. I can't believe that's all that the spread is. Give me the Yinzers all day, dude. They're gonna give Anthony Richardson fits. I love AR, but that Steelers defense is gonna absolutely torture him.
He's done worse against worser defenses by far. So
I'm not liking his chances. He'll make plays because he's just that athletic, but I don't think it'll be enough for him to overcome that defense. I
Yeah,
still feel like he'll have 2 or 3 turnovers, and we're going to capitalize because we don't turn the ball over.
and Najee's gonna run it down their throats too. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, and hopefully we put heads on heads and do like a gap running scheme instead of like tosses and all that stupid stuff. Just get north and south, bro. Let
Hey,
Naj bust some heads.
and I was gonna say hats on hats. That's my kind of football right there. All right, moving on. We
Yeah,
got
bro.
the Denver Broncos at the New York Jets. Nathaniel Hackett revenge game. Jets are 7.5 favorites. Oh
I'm taking the
wow.
Jets. I'm taking the Jets.
Oh wow. That's
You know
crazy.
you want to take the Jets.
Oh, you know I'm taking the Jets. If
The
A
seven
Rod,
and a half I don't like, but
I
I'm
don't
taking the
like that
Jets.
either. That's what that was my hesitation was the 7.5. But I mean, if Aaron Rodgers plays like he did last week, dude, I mean it's not gonna matter what the spread is.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We got the Eagles at the Bucks. Ooh, Philly is 2.5 point favorites. Ooh,
I don't like this one either.
I don't think Philly's gonna have any of their weapons. I don't know if Devontae or AJ are gonna play.
I'm leaning towards Bucks. I'm not gonna lie, bro, because I just feel like they'll have a bounce back game, and they always play Philly tough.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Bucks. They're at home. They just got embarrassed at home, and Philly's
I'm
not gonna
taking
have their
Bucks.
weapons. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bucks. And you're giving me 2 points on that too. Oh yeah, I'll take the Bucks plus 2.5. All right, moving on. We got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Carolina Panthers. Don't look now, but the Panthers have a better record than the Bengals. If you would have told me that heading into the season, I would have said you were high. Bengals are 4.5 point
Now,
favorites.
since he gets their first win, I think since he gets their first win, would I like the Panthers to do what they just did? Yeah. Do I think they will? No. Uh, Even though the Bengals, now don't get me wrong, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a shootout, and I'm only saying this because the Bengals defense, like we just discussed, is Swiss cheese. But Joe Burrow is leagues better than Andy Dalton is. Even though Andy Dalton had a decent career in Cincy, I still think all time people would probably take Joe over him.
Here's what all I'm gonna say. Andy Dalton revenge game. There is a new franchise QB in town. Give me the Red Rocket
No,
plus
you're
four and
taking
a
it.
half.
No, you're taking the Panthers, bro.
Don't look now. Dave Canales and Andy Dalton got it firing on all cylinders, and the Bengals are dead. Give
We're
me
gonna
the
come back to
Panthers.
this, and I'm not even gonna be mad that I lost this one because the
Either
Bengals
that,
lost. So like, you know what I mean?
either that, or I'm gonna be on old takes exposed. Dude, how soon do you think we're gonna end up on that? With how terrible our shit is, dude, we might be up on that in like the next like couple months.
Yeah, probably so.
All right, moving on. Jags at the Texans. Texans are 7.5 point favorites. Woo.
Give me them Texans.
Jags are dead, dead.
Yeah, I think they are. They're not built, bro. They're built to start off hot and then be mediocre the rest of the season.
I think Jags
You
are
know what I
dead.
mean? I don't think they got the gall.
The Cajunes.
Cojones. Yeah, I don't think they got it in them, bro. They don't got that doubt.
No, they got that cat in them. All right, I will be taking
Do they?
Texans as well. I think Jags are dead. Moving on. This game is going to be low key fun as hell. The commies at the Cardinals. You can't tell me that game's not going to be
Yeah, I'm
fun.
not gonna be surprised if this was a shootout, bro.
Arizona's 3.5 favorites.
And it's two mobile quarterbacks. This might be electric.
Dude, I'm telling you that I might be tuning into this game.
I'm gonna go Commanders. Their defense is better than the Cardinals. Cardinals defense, I'm not gonna say it's trash, but it's eh. Cardinals offensively, I still feel like they haven't put it all together yet. Like they got pieces, but they just don't. I don't know what it is.
I'm going to take the Commanders plus 3.5. Do I think they're going to win this
Yeah,
game? I don't know, but if you're giving me 3.5, I can see the Cardinals winning this by a field goal simply because they have the ball last.
yeah,
So I'm gonna take, I'm gonna take the Commanders strictly off of points. Obviously, I would like it if they win because I'm a huge fan of Jaden Daniels, but I can see the Cardinals winning this by 3. All right,
yeah.
moving on. The New England Patriots at the San Francisco 49ers.
Give me the Niners.
9.5 point favorites. Are you sure you want to do that?
Wow, I got 10 on my spread. That's kind of crazy.
We'll go 9.5 just to have the half. But are you sure? Because I don't know if Kittle's playing. McCaffrey's certainly not. I don't know if Debo's
I
playing,
still feel like
dude.
they're better than them. That defense is going to lock up the Patriots,
10 points.
regardless. Bro, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think I'm gonna take the Patriots because of the points here, brother.
Ooh, I'm liking this.
Dude,
We got an
nine and a
interesting week 4.
half. Dude, Niners can beat them by a touchdown, and I still win this game.
True.
Dude, I'm gonna take the points.
True.
That's a lot for them to cut. Now, if the Niners were fully equipped with their full arsenal, oh yeah, all day Niners. But, ooh, I don't know, dude. That's a lot of points for them to cover without their weapons. All right, moving on. We got the Cleveland Browns at the Raiders. This is a pick'em game. I hate the Browns. Give me the Raiders just off of that alone. Coach AP's making business decisions, baby.
Now, you know the Browns have had some significant injuries. Miles Garrett had an MRI. They had a couple other
MRI.
key players have MRI. So
It's at Vegas too.
Deshaun Watson still Deshaun Watson.
Picking the Raiders.
Just to be different, give me the Browns. And I don't like the Browns, but give me the Browns.
This
Again, I live with it if they lose because I don't like them. But I don't know. I just don't. We'll see how the Raiders respond because they just got smacked by the worst team in football, making them the new worst team in football.
All right, moving on to the last 4 o'clock game. The Chiefs at the Chargers. Chiefs are 8.5 point favorites. I don't think Herbert's playing, so I will definitely take the Chiefs minus 8.5. Strictly off of Herbert not playing.
Yeah, they're gonna try to get him healthy, but he's probably gonna be a game time decision. Then he's gonna play. Then he's gonna get hurt in the first quarter, and then Heineke's gonna go back out, and then they're gonna have -5 total yards of offense.
Injuries were turned off for this game. I would pick the Chargers to cover because I definitely think a fully healthy Charger squad could compete and maybe even beat the Chiefs. So, and they're at home.
Yeah.
But no Herbie, no win. So, I'll take the
Yeah.
Chiefs there.
This next one, I know you like this next game, brother.
I don't know how we're favored.
Let's get into it.
I don't know how we're favored. Give me the Bills plus
It's
2.5.
because it's in Baltimore.
I don't care.
Whoa! Give me y'all. I'm taking y'all.
Oh, you're crazy, bro.
You said this last week. You
Dude.
said this last week.
Bills are white hot, man. I can see us jumping out to another big lead, but I can totally see us blowing this game. All right, moving on to Monday Night Football. We got a doubleheader this week. We got a shitty matchup and a great matchup. We'll start with the shitty one.
I'm taking Titans.
Titans at the Dolphins. Dolphins -1 with Snoop Huntley. So this is a pick'em game. Snoop Huntley at QB. Does Will Levis drop another iconic pick this week?
I'm taking Titans.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, brother.
Is
You got the one where he's dropped to his knees. You got the one
one
where
of him
he's in midair.
you're just gonna get
I think he
text-
does drop another one, but I still think they win.
You're gonna get a text from me on Monday night like, "Hey, check Instagram. The new Will Levis pick just dropped."
Oh, there's 2 Monday nights.
That's what I. Do you even listen, dude? I literally just said that, you dick.
Oh.
Jeez. I'll take
Ladies
the
and gentlemen,
Titans.
this is how our nights go.
Hey, man, when you get Unk and Few going, man, this is how it goes. All right, last game of the week. We got the Seattle Seahawks at the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions are 3.5 point favorites. How much do I believe in
I
that
don't like this
Seattle
one.
Seahawks defense? Oof.
I'm picking the Seahawks. I'm picking the Seahawks.
I don't know.
I'm also just trying to be different, so I'm picking the Seahawks.
Dude, this is tough too, cause like Mike McDonald's got them boys flying around up there, but it's at Detroit.
I low-key
Monday
got the
night.
Lions winning. Yeah, I low-key got the Lions winning, but I'm just trying to be different, so I'm picking the
Well,
Seahawks.
I mean, if Seattle only loses by a field goal, you still win. So
Facts.
I think this is a touchdown game. So give me the Lions. I think I can see this being Lions are up by 5 or 4, just enough to where the Seahawks have to score. You know. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that
No, I
concludes
agree.
our picks of the week. We got a lot different this week. Past the last week, we had mostly similar ones, but these ones we got a lot different. So this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Next week's pod's gonna be unhinged if a lot of these games go one way. One last thing before we hop off. I just want to shout out my boy Kyle one more time. I beat him by one thanks to Jamar Chase not getting a catch on that final drive. Because Jamar
And
Chase,
I am 0-3, brother.
you ain't spitting on shit, brother.
Dog, this is unprecedented. I've never started like this in a fantasy league before.
You tanking for Travis?
But, man, listen, my squad on paper is good, dog, but they haven't been giving me nothing.
Dude, I feel like fantasy football's been wild this year. My team, I have Anthony Richardson as my quarterback, so you can kind of tell how my week went. I can't
Man,
believe I won, to be honest with you.
Dawson smacked me.
Shout out Dawson.
Yeah, dog, he dog walked me. I think I might be last in the league right now.
Oh man. Hey, you're already
I
at
think
rock
I am,
bottom.
bro.
The only way up. The only way is up.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna pull off a hizzy. I ain't even worried about it.
Hey, shout out to her. All right, bro. You got anything left to say to the people before we get out of here?
Uh, Once again, thank you for the support. We're trying to make this a job, people. Please continue to support. I want to shout out my dog Cole. I appreciate you, man. It's been really fun doing this with you. I'm really excited to continue to do it. That's all I got.
Hey, shout out right back to you, bro. You make this just as much fun for me. But yeah, we're trying to make this a job or a little nice side hustle for us. So if you could like, follow, subscribe, leave a good review, whatever you're on, that would be greatly appreciated. Also,
Yep.
if you spread the word,
5 stars, appreciate it.
yeah, if you spread the word to anyone you know who likes sports or two dudes just being stupid, that would be also be greatly appreciated. We're at Flag on the Take on all major social media platforms and all major listening platforms. But no, I appreciate you, brother. All love to you. This is awesome. The time flies when we do this. I have so much fun. But
Love you,
thank you
dog. Me
all.
too. Me too.
Thank you all for listening. And if you have any feedback, either reach out to Jordan or I or leave a comment. And yeah, we'll see y'all next Wednesday.
I appreciate you guys.